Hi, everybody. It is Sunday, June 6th, 2021. You already know that. Um, so I've been kind of urged to explain some things, to try to clarify things, and now I feel like I could probably, um, make this video without too much trouble. Like I'm gonna just try to speak as plainly as possible to get my point across. So, yeah, today's subject is about um, the ET disclosure and UFO disclosure. So, um, best way for me to explain this is the situation we're in. As you know, well, if you don't know, you should know by now. Is we're sort of captive within this planet, sort of our souls and our physical bodies. We're sort of being we're captive and we're being kind of farmed. Now, this whole kind of rollout of this information coming out and all this crap that we're sort of going through lately is was planned for quite some time. It it's going really quite good, I think, from what I've been told as well as kind of what I've been watching. But it's basically trying to break us free. So it's a jailbreak, sort of to a certain extent, to get us out of this situation that we're in. Now, I'm going to use an analogy to tell you kind of the situation we're in, because the ET disclosure and UFO disclosure is a part of this system that we're going to be exposed to, and it's a good thing. But it's just that this information has been held back from us. So I think I used this example before. Is you got to imagine us as in like uh, we were all put on this island on Earth. It's a really big island. It's like a continent or whatever, but it's like an island, and we're all had our memories wiped, so we don't know what's going on. And then we're being. It's like a. It's like Escape from New York. But no, it's kind of like it's like we're all on this island and we can't escape, and we're being um, it's like a jail. It's like a jail island, sort of like that. So we were anything that we remember in the past, how things were made, how things are done, whatever. What we're doing is this is a new prison system that they have set up for us, and as you know, it's based on money and all this stuff, and so it keeps us in line. Anybody that basically all the elites sort of are in control of this situation we're in. This obviously I'm talking about us on a planetary scale, but as far as giving you an example of what we're going through right now. So if you imagine if we're all sort of abandoned on this island, and we're we're told this is this certain way to live and all this thing, and then every once in a while we see like an airplane fly over and go, oh, what is that? Because we were never told anything about airplanes. It's almost this, you got to pretend as if we're like primitive, and people say, oh, there's no such thing. And I said, well, it's hard to find proof unless you were there when you saw it fly over. So that's kind of how I explain how UFOs are like. So if we're like abandoned on this primitive island and we saw the occasional airplane fly over, we say, oh no, I'm not sure if they exist, and that's a legend and things like that. And then also some people are sort of waking up on this island. They're going, I remember a place in the past that we used to do these things. Well, anyway, this goes on and on and on. Let's say for thousands of years. Well, it's like, well, a lot of us are born. Well, all of us now, we're all born in captivities. We're all born in prison, and we think that we're not in prison, because we're taught that the system sort of works, and they keep it going. Um, but occasionally, like for instance, like there might be a helicopter landing on this island on the far end, and telling people, it's like, oh, what's going on here? You guys are, you're being held captive, and you're all this information you're being told is incorrect and whatever. And then they fly off, and so some people had contact with those people, and what it basically what I'm trying to get at is those people. If you're like on an abandoned island and there are these planes flying over and things like that, they're basically us. It's our families coming to try to rescue us or talk to us or communicate to us. But we're kept in the dark about all this information, and we're told that they don't exist, and it's just some crazy people making up some stories or something like that. But because they're so interconnected, you can't have kind of have a breakdown of the jail system without that being exposed as well. So that's really, in a sense, where we're heading is full disclosure. And from what I'm told by my guides, as well as watching other people's videos and stuff like that, full disclosure will be probably within at least 2 more years. Full disclosure, like as in like everybody on planet Earth gets it. Like okay, we're all part of a galactic family. We're also from all over the universe and things like that. So these crazy concepts are, as usual, for humans to understand. It's going to be a slow rollout of this information because it is too much information for people to process, because it goes against our indoctrination in this prison system. Now, if I can go back to that same analogy and talk about, well, this prison is being controlled by our controllers, which they're really dark entities and dark people, basically. They're really, really evil jailers, and they're using us for a lot of reasons, but I just want to go into that right now. But the whole point is we're in jail, we're in prison, and once we break down this prison system and break down the walls and we're all set free, one of the main things that they were doing was keeping this, not only technology or this information from us, because they don't want us to have contact with the outside world at all. So that's going to be inevitable. And it was the fact that we're breaking down this criminal worldwide syndicate of control is, once they're gone, then our families, like I was using an example of we're all abandoned on this small island. Those people, those airplanes that are flying over top, I'm using that as an example, are our family. So those are our friends. And the thing is, what makes this more complicated is not every plane that flew over our island had good intent. So there's bad intent and good intent. So there's bad ETs and there's good ETs. And you got to remember, from our controller's perspective, like the people that have had this jail island that we're kept on, they don't want us to have any contact with, especially good ones, good people flying over. And they also keep the bad guys, in a sense, at bay too, because basically the people that are jailing us or imprisoning us and controlling us they're kind of like the baddest people on the block. Like they're the head of this sort of evil syndicate. So they don't want anybody to mess with their territory. It's almost like I said, it's like the mob that way. It's like they're in control. They don't want anybody to have contact with us. So anyway, as this thing rolls out, more information is going to come out about all this stuff. So I'm, in a sense, trying to get you guys up to speed. I've known about this for quite some time, for years, but it's like in the position I'm in right now, I can't talk openly about this. I especially can't talk about this openly, including all the other people that talk about this on the internet, because we were still being controlled. They don't want this information out there. So, but now, like I said, that their system is being taken down, we're going to be a little more free to talk about this openly, and also to try to get everybody up to speed. Now, so once you understand the concept, okay, well, if there is off-planet entities that have been sort of in contact with us off and on, first of all, they've been stopped for the most part by our controllers. They're basically, and then if there is any contact, it's basically kind of buried as much as possible. Like you don't want that to come out in the public eye. So that's why, when people always think, because we're taught a very funny narrative about any extraterrestrial being, that they're going to come here in a rocket ship and they're going to want to, invade us or something. So, and that's just not the case. As a matter of fact, this universe is teeming with life, and we're just this small little island, like I said, and it's like, really, it's almost like we're not that much of a concern, because these guys have their own lives. The only people that are really messing with us are the bad guys, and that's because they want something from us. And that's a really interesting topic in itself, which I'll go on into in the future. But it's like, well, why are they picking us? Why have they captured us? And it's really kind of complex and interesting. But anyway, as this thing rolls out, you guys, there's going to be a lot more information about this. And then once you start realizing, okay, we are part of this galactic family, because you got to remember, a lot of those craft that are flying around out there that you see, and that they're trying to say, no, it's nothing, don't look up there, whatever, they're actually part of our galactic family, like as in like where you're from originally. So they're just trying to get a hold of their relatives, sort to a certain extent, if you know what I mean. They're trying to contact us because they know that we're in prison, and they've been stopped from helping us get out of this prison system till now. So, and my job, why I came here, is, and I'm going to give you some basic ideas of where I fit into this story is, and I've used this example before, is I'm kind of like a paratrooper that was paratrooped in, knowing this operation was going to go forward, and for my own safety, they basically have kept this knowledge from me, and I have only started waking up maybe 10 years ago. I mean, really waking up to it, like there's something going on here, and I've got to help fix it. That was kind of where my wake-up call happened. I just like, oh, there's something going on. And then as things progressed, you can imagine, it's like, well, I found this person, I'm a volunteer that came here to help with this breakout. They've been slowly contacting me. So it's like, whether you try to rationalize it and say, I've got a little radio chip inside my head, and they're sort of like, every once in a while they're talking to me going, oh, hey, gotta start waking up because your mission's going to start pretty soon. That's kind of what's been happening to me, but it's telepathically. They've been telling me things, like I said. When I first started hearing the voices, I was like, am I going crazy, or is that God talking to me, or whatever. I had to really, really process it. It took me a few years to really understand, and they were telling me things that were going to happen, and then they happened, and things like that. It was like, wow, okay, something's going on here. Anyway, they've made it more clear as time went on, so now I know, in a sense, kind of my mission is to try to help people wrap their heads around what's been happening to them. And when this prison break happens, which we're right in the midst of it right now, we're breaking out of this control system. Anyway, part of this wake-up process is going to be knowing that we are from the stars. We're from all over the universe, and we're kind of stuck here in these physical avatars, and our controllers, the people that have kind of done this to us, enslaved us, they've trapped us down here on Earth. We're kind of being recycled over and over and over again. It's a really interesting story, and obviously there's going to be documentaries about it years from now. You'll understand it better. But we're right in the midst of this end game battle for freedom of Earth, and I'm here to help in whatever way. Maybe I reached 10 people, whatever. I'm just trying to do my part. I just kind of get told what to say or try to help people. So again, whether you believe what I'm saying or not, maybe this is just fun entertainment to you, but I'm telling you, this is going on, and you're going to see a lot of evidence of this. going forward. It's going to be some really crazy stuff that's going to come out in the public eye. It's slow because, I mean, the people behind this jailbreak, this freedom operation, know all too well the human psyche. Well, so do our captors too, but they know how to try to make this as painless as possible. But we really need to be shaken up, going, hello, wake up, wake up, wake up, get out of this slumber and realize what's going on. So that's, I mean, it's really interesting, you guys. Being on Earth at this time, you'll see in the future, you're going to go, man, I can't believe I was part of that, you know. And for me, it's very exciting because I was also told, not told, but actually even shown visual images of what this is going to be like in the future. We're going to be free. So it's just going to be a lot better world to live in. No, it's the way this was intended. That's why they came here. I'm talking about the bad guys. They came here because this was like an Eden. This was going to be a really beautiful place to live, and they wanted a piece of that action. Like I said, it's like an organized crime syndicate, and they did it. They pulled it off. Thousands of years ago, they've enslaved mankind, but now we're breaking free. This is a really great time as far as the history of this planet is concerned. You guys will see. Okay, so that's my kind of ET update for now. I mean, there's going to be a lot more information coming out in the future. Okay. Stay positive. That's part of it, as usual. Talk to you guys later. Bye.